Hey everyone, so this is my second part of my Egypt scrapbook. This is going to be of the remainder of the album. I do apologise if the washing machine gets a bit loud. It is just over there, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too loud. But yeah, so this is obviously the first part I did that, and then after the rest I'm going to do that. So we actually went to Cairo for the day from Sham. It was a long day, but I'm so glad we did it. I've actually been before, but my boyfriend hadn't, so we wanted to make sure we went before we finished the season. So we actually got up really early and we got on a flight at about 6 o'clock in the morning. So we had to get up about 3:30 to get to the airport, and it was an experience. The airplane was really old, and I generally thought it was going to crash, but they served us like a drink and a snack and everything like that. So no, it was only an hour flight anyway, so it was up and down, so it wasn't too bad. When we got to Cairo, the first thing we did was go to the Citadel. The traffic was horrendous. I've never seen traffic like it. It was so foggy, and in a 3-lane sort of road there was about 6 cars all trying to line up against each other, so it was manic, and it was really foggy, but and that's sort of what you can see on these pictures here, just the fog and the traffic and things. It did make it look really pretty actually, but probably not the nicest. This is actually the top of the Citadel, and on a clear day you probably see for miles, but because it was foggy you could only see the sort of the first couple meters. And this is the actual Citadel, and this is our ticket to get inside as well. It was really pretty inside. These are some of the just pictures that I took. We had to take our shoes off and wear these weird plastic bag things on our feet, and this is one of the pretty windows there. This is just a map that I actually found in like a tour guidebook, so I just cut it out and stuck it in because obviously that's the Citadel. This is just a piece of newspaper that I decided to put in because I do like Arabic writing. I think it's really pretty, so I just stuck that in there. And then this is us when we were driving along sort of the River Nile. We did actually stop and have lunch on the River Nile, so it was nice, and we saw like old and new buildings and obviously like little boats that went past. And then this was my favourite part of the day, unfortunately, because you can't take photos in the museum. I haven't got any photos of it, but I've managed to sort of take what I could and obviously get some maps and things of what we saw inside. So this is our ticket. This is the actual museum. There was so many security guards outside. You weren't allowed to take any photos of them. And behind here there was like some of the buildings that had been damaged in the revolution and things like that, so it was all very real. This is just us outside the museum, and then this is just a sort of a site map of what you can find inside. And then here I've just put some of the main places that we went and what the best things were. Like for example, like the masks and the mummies and things like that. This is when we went to the pyramids. Again, it was foggy, but we could still see the shadows and the silhouettes of the pyramids in the background when we were driving there. Again, the traffic was horrendous, but we've got our ticket here, and then this is just some photos of us at the pyramids. It was so dead. Like when I went when I was younger, it was heaving of people. There were so many people, but as you can see, there's no one here. There's a few obviously shadows of people behind me, but there's just no one here. So it was quite good, but I do feel a bit sad that there wasn't as many people as there should be. And this is just us again. It's just us at the pyramids. We always tend to get a picture of us kissing by famous landmarks. I don't know why, it's just like a little tradition now. And then this is me just sitting at one of the temple bases, one of the pyramids, with the pyramid in the background. Again, this is a map of the pyramids, or where like the main ones are and all the small ones and things like that. And this is just sort of a diagram of what's inside the pyramids. We actually went inside one, the top one there. We actually went inside one which was really claustrophobic. We had to go down this really small ladder. Only one person can go at a time, and it was so tiny down there. Like it was almost like, I don't get claustrophobia, but I felt claustrophobic in there. This is me up against one of the bricks that make up the bottom of the pyramids. As you can see, they're absolutely massive. I don't understand how they managed to do what they did with them. I think it's amazing. And then just as we were leaving the pyramids, the sun was sort of setting, so I thought it was nice to get all 3 pyramids in one photo. And this is just some pictures of the Sphinx. So this is just a picture of the background with the pyramid in, the main sort of one, and obviously some more pictures of the Sphinx here. Oh, sorry, fell over them. This is just to break up Cairo and Luxor. So this is our friends that we went out with. We met them, obviously they were working out with us in Egypt, and we've actually been away with them before, and you know, we see them a lot. We saw them in Mexico and places like that, so it's nice to have met people like that. And we went out quite a few times because we were literally opposite the bars and things where we lived. And then this is Hadaba. This is the old town. So this is like the mosque they're building for the local residents there. And then this is just a view of Hadaba from the sea when we went out. Now another name for the Hadaba is the old market, so that's why I just put the old market here. And this is just some of like the wall, like the gate that you, when you lead into the old market, so it's got some nice hieroglyphic and pictures on there. This was like some government thing. It's a map. It's a map as well as like some advice on what to do if you ever need any help and things, and we used to give them out to customers when we were working there. And this is part of Soho Square. Soho Square is like a non-hassle zone. It's quite upmarket. It's not as oldie-worldy as the old market, but it was still really nice to go there. There's a lot of camels walking around, and it's nice to shop in the little trinket shops. And then, actually, this is one of my favourite days we did in Egypt. We actually went into the Sinai desert and we did some quad biking. We were a bit naughty. We're not actually supposed to do it because it was actually off limits, because some desert gypsies were sort of hijacking coaches and stuff and kidnapping people to rob them and stuff. So, but we were okay. We were just going very, very close to the border, so we were okay. But we had to wear these scarves because you just got so much dust and sand in your eyes when you were going along in the buggy. This is me in the buggy, and this is Joe driving. It was really good fun, really good fun. I'm so glad we went, and it was definitely an experience. We then stopped at like a Bedouin camp where we just had a drink and just chilled out, and I got some nice photos on the sand dunes up there. And this is just us taking photos. When we were here, actually, we got a text saying welcome to Saudi Arabia, because we were so close to the edge of the border of Egypt, and across the sea was Saudi Arabia, so it was technically, well, our phone network thought we was in Saudi Arabia. Again, this is just something we would give to customers just for, you know, useful Arabic phrases. I just thought it was nice to stick in there. And then this is Luxor. So again, it was really early in the morning. We went by Nama. Is it Nama? Nama, yeah, Nama Airlines. Again, was an old aircraft, but it was only 45 minutes away, so it was really, really close. And because it was January, it was quite dark when we went, but then it was really warm when we got there. Luxor was a bit more chilled out. It wasn't so busy as Cairo. It was more scenic and relaxed, and it has some nice, pretty views of the rivers and things when we were going past them. But this is someone's typical sort of house in Luxor, which I just think is so different to us. They must think so crazy if they ever came to London or Manchester or something like that. They must think such a crazy difference between them. Again, one of the things that we went to but I couldn't take any photos of was the Valley of the Kings. It was really good. This is obviously where Tutankhamun's body is kept. This is just a map of where all the tombs are. We didn't go in obviously all of them, there's so many, but we went in the main 3, and then we paid extra for Tutankhamun's one, which is actually where we saw his body, which was really creepy. But like, he still had eyelashes and everything. It was really weird. But the tombs are amazing. Like, they're all decorated, but unfortunately you can't take any photos of them. This is just, we stopped off at a little pottery place, and we just saw them make the pottery. And then this, I like this photo. It's like a man riding his donkeys along the streets. And then we went to the temple of Hatshepsut. This was really cool. This was like a temple built into the cliffs. This is our ticket, and obviously this is the entrance to it as well. This is just me outside of it, and then this is just some monuments and statues over there. I don't know why I'm filming diagonally. And again, this is some views going out and some more statues in the cliffside. The next place we went is the Colossal of Memnon. These were massive statues just on the side of the road, really. We went there just before lunch. I've seen pictures of them and I didn't realise they were that big, but they are massive. And then we went to Karnak Temple, which is actually the largest temple sort of in the world. There's no equal to it because of all the different columns and things. It's not as kept as it should be, but they're trying their hardest. But again, this is our ticket, and that's just some information on it. And then this is us walking around the temples, just seeing all the monuments and the statues. And this is when we went into these big sort of columns. They were absolutely massive, and that's just a picture of us beside them. And then our last stop was the Luxor temple, which this is supposed to be Tutankhamun and his mum. And this is actually one of the best kept statues that they have there in our ticket as well. And this is just some Egyptian money that I've kept. I think it's really pretty. I've got some coins in here that I've kept. Just because I like currency, I like to keep it because it's nice to look back and remember them. But yeah, so that's Egypt. Absolutely recommend it to anyone. Don't be put off by things that go on the media because they're so welcoming, and I loved it there. I'd definitely go back. I'd like to go to Hurghada and visit there. But yeah, so that was my season in Egypt. Okay, so I will be back hopefully very soon with my, where are we? Yeah, Cape Verde one. Thank you.